someone hands you 200,000 shillings today, not to buy a cow, to farm 1 acre. Simple question. Is that enough? Most people say yes without blinking. Let me tell you a story that plays out every planting season. A farmer decides, this season, I am going all in. Money in your pocket, excitement in your chest. You are already picturing harvest day. Your family is hyped. Even your neighbors are saying, this time you will make serious money. Everything feels perfect until the money starts disappearing. Not because someone stole it, not because the crop failed, because farming is a game and every level demands payment before it unlocks the next one. Miss a payment and the game gets brutal. Today, you are playing this game with me. Your mission, keep your 1 acre farm alive until harvest without running out of money. Think you can do it? Let's begin. Level 1, the land. Close your eyes for a second. You've found it, the perfect acre. Green, flat, full of potential. You are already imagining healthy crops stretching from one end to the other. Then, reality knocks. The landowner asks, have you paid for plowing? Wait, you haven't planted a single seed and the spending has already started. Plowing, harrowing, bed preparation, leveling, first chunk of your budget, gone. Nothing planted. Welcome to farming. Here is the twist most beginners miss. They think seed is the first expense. It is not. Long before any seed touches the soil, the land has to be ready to receive it. Skip that step and you are building a house with no foundation. It might stand for a while, but the cracks are coming. Level 2, feeding the soil. Land is ready, you breathe out. Finally, time to plant. Not so fast. Your soil has been waiting a lot longer than you have. Years of farming, years of nutrients being pulled out and never replaced. Years of neglect in some field. New question, where is your manure? And with it, new bills. Transport, loading, offloading, spreading, more money gone. Here is the part nobody explains well. The manure is not for the crop, it is for the soil. Healthy soil is the silent partner in your farming business. Ignore it and you will pay far more fixing problems later. Thousands of shillings spent, still zero plants in the ground. The pressure is already building and the game has barely started. Level 3, the decision that changes everything. Now, the moment you have been waiting for, seeds or seedlings. This is where most farmers make their biggest mistake. Not by choosing the wrong variety, by choosing the cheapest one. Poor germination, weak plants, disease pressure, all of it forces you to spend more later. Sometimes, the cheapest seed becomes the most expensive decision of the entire season. That's why experienced farmers never ask, what is the cheapest seed? They ask, what gives me the best value for my goal? Two completely different questions. Pause for a second. Look at where you are. Land prepared, soil improved, quality planting material bought, not 1 kilogram harvested. And your budget has already taken a serious hit. Here is the scary part. We haven't even touched fertilizer, irrigation, labor, spraying, pest, marketing. Those levels are still ahead and they are harder. Part 2, the game gets harder. You've survived so far, land ready, soil fed, seeds in the ground. You lean back, you smile. The hard part is over. If only farming worked that way. The moment those tiny plants push through the soil, a new game begins. A game where the crop is growing and your money is shrinking at the same time. Level 4, feed the crop or watch it struggle. You walk the field, every young plant is silently asking the same question. Will you feed me? Plants don't grow on hope. They grow on nutrients. This is where new farmers make a dangerous call. They see healthy green seedlings and think they look fine. I will wait another week before buying fertilizer. That one decision slows growth, weakens the plant, and opens the door to pests and diseases. Think of it like raising a child. You would not say, I will skip meals this week. She still looks healthy. Growth needs consistent feeding. Same rule, same crop. Reach into your pocket again. Another payment, another receipt, another slice of your budget gone. But the game isn't over. Level 5, the invisible enemies. You wake up one morning. Yesterday, the crop looked perfect. Today, a few leaves are curled. Strange spots appear, tiny white insects moving underneath the leaves. At first, it is just a few. But farming has one unbreakable rule. Small problems become expensive problems the moment you ignore them. A few insects become thousands. One spot spreads across the whole field. Now, you're not buying products because you plan to. You're buying them because you have no choice left. This is why successful farmers don't react. They monitor. They act early, before emergency, because action is always cheaper than crisis management. Level 6, the bill nobody talks about. Labor. Who is planting? Who is weeding? Who is harvesting? You try doing it yourself on 1 acre. Family pitches in, but that time still has value. Value most farmers never put a number on. You budgeted for fertilizer, you budgeted for seed, you forgot labor. Now you're watching the total cost climb and it is still not harvest time. Bonus level, the cost of doing nothing. There is a cost that never shows up on a receipt. Delay. Delay spraying, the disease spreads. Delay weeding, the weed compete with your crop. Delay irrigation, the plant stressed out. Delay harvesting, the market price drops. Sometimes, the most expensive decision in farming is not spending money. It is waiting too long to act. Timing is worth as much as cash. Now, look at where you stand. Crop growing, exciting. Budget, a fraction of what it was on day one. The pressure builds. Land preparation, paid. Soil improvement, paid. Planting material, paid. Crop nutrition, paid. Crop protection, paid. Labor, paid. And the season is not even over. Harvest still feels far away. And now, the question that keeps farmers awake at night creeps in. Will I have enough money to finish this season? That is the exact moment farming stops being a dream and becomes a business. Up next, the biggest financial trap of the season and why some farmers are forced to walk away from their crops before harvest. Part 3, the hardest level. Halfway through the season, you walk the field again. Greener leaves. For the first time, you can actually picture harvest. Neighbors stop by. Your farm is looking good. Inside, you are smiling. Maybe this is finally my breakthrough season. But farming teaches one lesson over and over. A beautiful crop doesn't pay bills until it is sold. This is exactly where farmers get trapped. Level 7, the empty wallet. You open your wallet, almost nothing left. Not because you wasted money, not because you were careless, because every single stage of this season demanded another investment. And the crop still needs you. Monitoring, irrigation, possibly more protection if pests show up. But cash is nearly gone. This is the point where painful decisions get made. I will skip this application. The crop looks healthy enough. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. The real problem is not the skipped input, it is making agronomic decision because you are out of cash, instead of because it is the right call for the crop. That's why budgeting before planning matters more than anything else. Level 8, the temptation. A trader shows up, looks at your crop, I will buy it now before it is fully mature. You avoid the risk. For a second, it sounds perfect. Quick cash, no waiting, no more expenses. Then the real question hits. Am I selling because it is the smart business move or because I have run out of money? Two completely different reasons. Farmers who planned their finances have options. Farmers under pressure often feel like they have none. Level 9, the financial countdown. A few weeks to harvest. Every morning, one question. Just hold on a little longer. This is where patience and discipline matter most. It is tempting to relax, tempting to stop scouting the field, tempting to think the hard work is done. But the farm doesn't know you're tired. It still needs your attention. The finish line is close, but you're not across it yet. Pause here for a second. Think back to the day you decided to plant this acre. What was on your mind? Harvest? Profit? Maybe changing your family's future. Very few people sit down and map every shilling they will need from day one to final sell. That's why some seasons fail, not from lack of effort, but because the plan ended before the season did. But you have made it this far. The crop is almost ready. One final challenge remains, the one that decides whether everything you've invested becomes profit or disappointment. Because harvesting isn't the end of the business, selling is. Part 4, the final level. Harvest day, you walk into the field before sunrise. What started as tiny seedlings now fills the entire acre. Every stage flashes back. The land prep, fertilizer, the pests you feared, sleepless nights wondering if the rains would come, the moment you almost gave up. Now you're standing in front of your reward. It feels incredible, but don't relax yet. You still have to sell. Level 10, the market. You harvest. The crop looks beautiful. Everything is packed. The vehicle is loaded. You are picturing victory. Then reality hits. One buyer offers a low price. Another says there is too much supply today. A third tells you to wait until tomorrow. But your crop is already cut. It won't wait forever. This is where many farmers learn something painful. Growing a good crop and selling a good crop are two completely different skills. And then you remember your advisor's words. A successful farming business doesn't begin at harvest. It begins with planning your market before you ever plant. Something clicks. Next season, you are ready before you even start. Who is likely to buy? What quality do they expect? When is demand the highest? How will I transport the produce? What happens if prices fall? You know the answer Now, every step in farming costs something. Some costs visible, some invisible. Time, planning, discipline, decision making, all of it is an investment to the real cost of farming 1 acre. So, what is the real cost of farming 1 acre? 100,000 Kenya shillings, 150,000, 200,000? There isn't one number that fits every farm. The real cost depends on your crop, your location, your water source, your labor, your management, and the decisions you make at every stage. Here is the biggest mistake you can make, starting with only enough money to plant. Plan for enough to manage the crop all the way through harvest and marketing. Because the season isn't won on planting day, it is won by making good decisions at every single level. If this video changed how you see farming, subscribe. We've got more like this coming. And if you are planning your own farming project and want a real roadmap instead of guesswork, that is exactly why AgriProfit exists. We build a personalized farm budget and a management blueprint for your specific land, crop, and goals. Contact details are in the description. Don't go yet. The next video might change how you see farming for good. We planned, but every harvest comes from the Lord. Thank you for watching.